Take a second here. All right. Hey guys, welcome to another Crit Friday. I'm here with Fabrizio, and we're gonna get into it right here. So Fabrizio, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Sure. Hi there. I'm Fabrizio Bortolussi. I'm a horror creature designer working for the feature film and video game industry, and I'm thrilled to start looking at your amazing artworks. Today it's Halloween, so it's a very special day because it's full of scary stuff, horror stuff, and it's one freaking amazing and exciting day for me. And it's a pleasure and honor to be here looking at your beautiful monsters and creatures and demons. And so I will be um, probably talking per model for like 9 minutes, 10 minutes each, and I will try to be as friendly as possible, as I always are. And I hope that my feedback will make you inspired and improve your skills to unlimited levels. And by the end of this live critique, I hope you're gonna have beautiful nightmares. So let's get started. John Haverkamp, I'm gonna open this up.
Ooh, before we get into the critiques, did you also want to show some of your stuff a little bit?
Oh, sure, yeah. So I was talking to Luis before, and I'm working right now on some next-gen horror video games. I can't show a lot of work, but I'm allowed to show a pitch model I'm doing for Silent Hills with my friend Valerio Volpi. And so here are a couple of real-time renders done in the Fox engine. Yeah, the story behind this character, it's pretty terrifying, and I can't wait to actually see it in game. And from what I heard from what Hideo Kojima said, she's gonna sing in lyric and like puke any kind of like insects. So it's gonna be pretty terrifying, which it's
Wow. Yeah.
what we love. Yeah, so it's pretty high res, and right for the current the technology, it's not really working right now, but the game is going to be released in a couple of years, so hopefully by then we're going to have a PS4 ready for some insane madness. So I just keep saying the word insane over and over again.
That's all right.
So, all right. So, should we like start the feedback?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so John Haberkamp. I see you have two different models here. I will try to be um, to like express my what I feel looking at these images. Let me actually. All right. So, wow, I, it's pretty amazing. The first thing I noticed here, it's you spent quite a lot of time trying to make the this kind of like demon creature. Uh, I can see that you worked a lot on the profile, and I'm not super expert of anatomy, but I don't find like there's no real like anatomical issues since this is a demon and demons or anyway like humanoids, they can have a pretty like different anatomy from a human being. I love the work you did on the horns. Maybe uh, make these little lumps and like these scales a bit more neat, but it's a great job you did right here. I love the connection from his forehead to his horns. It's beautiful, and I would just make him like right now. It's his like uh, I would just break up the symmetry a bit more and make his like expression look a bit more evil and angry. Let me actually open this three quarters image. right here. I would like totally play with like kill the symmetry right here and make his expression look more like evil, and his eyes maybe a bit more scary looking. But as far as like the overall shape and the facial details, it's pretty cool. It's a very well done model. Maybe I would work a bit more on this kind of bony goatee chin. I can see on right here. I would make add a bit more love to it, but that's just me. I mean, it could be very it would be like a finished piece like it is right now. Just something very quick on the anatomy, especially on the neck area. I would I could totally see the the clay brush, the clay tubes brush here. I would try to make it a bit more, give it a bit more of a rhythm, even on the back right here. Since the face is so complex as far as anatomy and and details, even though you didn't add pores, I think it just works perfectly right now, like this right now. So the face compared to the back of the body and to the the clavicles and the sternocleidomastoid right here looks much more complex. So I would add some more love on these areas right here, and maybe I would use just a smooth brush and smooth a bit out the areas on the back. But as far as the rest, I'm very impressed. It's a very well done model. I would love to see this animated. And as texture-wise, the work you did on the horn is just mind-blowing. And I would probably add a bit more of some color variations right here on the face and on his neck. It looks like a bit it has like a metal material right now. So I would add a bit more color variation, break up the skin tones, and add some, like for example, some veins and some like wrinkles and stuff like that. But overall, it's a very, very good model. So keep going, and it's just a beautiful demon. So let's jump on the next model. So Luis, can I open this one up right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so okay, this is much more alien looking, alien reptilian looking. It's a very different design from what I've seen from the previous one. I like very much the look of the face, the features, especially this kind of like Rorschach, very symmetrical kind of features on the top of his head, and this kind of like the forehead that brings these forms reminds me of something from H.P. Giger, which is, of course, an amazing reference. Uh, just a couple of things on the overall form. Um, Try to focus a bit more on the basic facial features before actually adding uh, these details, these lumps, and these wrinkles right here. Focus on the like how wrinkles actually work following the human the facial anatomy, and make sure that the basic forms which can be completed with like 10 minutes of clay stroke brush, clay tubes brush. Make sure they're correct, and pay slightly a bit more attention on making like these shapes a bit more neat and defined. Especially like this area right here, I can see there's some like I can't really tell what it is. It's pretty cool. It's very alienish. It's very looks very, very cool. But I would try to make this area right here a bit more shaped up, so a potential client actually can understand if it's bone, if it's like part of if it's like fatty tissue, or if it's just like a different kind of subtool. So this being said, let me see. Yeah, so I would pay a bit more attention on the basic forms of the face before adding these details right here. Great job on the eye socket. That's very well done. Uh, Work a bit more on the ear area and on the this kind of uh, on the sternocleidomastoid. I would add the shoulders, so it would look a bit more like a bust, and it would make me understand a bit more of his anatomy, his or her anatomy. But this being said, besides this, it's a great model. I really like the greenish purple texture. This has a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see you taking this to the next step. Okay. I'm going all right, Luis, for now.
Yeah, you're doing perfect.
Okay, great. First time I'm doing a live critique, so
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
okay. So this one, right? Adriana Bosco.
Yeah,
I think she's Italian from the name.
I think so.
So let's open this up. Wow, this is beautiful. I just love the feel of this creature right here. It's very Halloweenish, actually. Um, it has a very cartoon feel to it, but uh, it's just beautiful the way this render actually makes this simple yet very neat texturing shine. I just love the areas like on his forehead. It looks like clay almost, like real clay. And the free horns look like something I would actually eat, like candy. So it's just looks like a candy monster, and it does actually remind me of Damien Candel's uh, creatures. So that's that's really beautiful. As far as critiques, um, well,
So I think her sculpt is on the left, and then she was basing it off of this guy, Chris Reinak's work on the right.
oh, my bad. Oh,
That's right.
okay, okay. So I will restart uh, my session. Well, so probably this one it's actually a real object. So you did a very, very nice job trying to replicate this like model right here from this artist Chris Reinick. Um, I think you just nailed it almost perfectly. Maybe, of course, the this image right here shines slightly more because of the eyes and because of these kind of like, especially this top area right here, which looks like he's made of candies. So my only critique here is to work a bit more on this like forehead area. While the texturing is superb, it's very, very simple but superb. I wouldn't add any wrinkles. I think you did a great job nailing this image right here. And I'm not sure if the horns are unfinished, but I just love the very neat shapes and these like stripes of color, of bluish colors, which makes this creature feel more like he's or she's actually made of candy. And it's very Halloweenish. It's the shapes are very, very neat, and uh, I just love the way he's actually sitting on the ground and his like angry or pissed expression. I would probably add a bit more, a slightly bit more color variation, but as far as forms are concerned, you did a very, very great job. I always love this kind of cartoonish, like monstery kind of creatures, and it does make a great contrast with the this bluish background, which adds a lot more of power to his creature instead of like having just a plain white or black background. So I would, yeah, I would totally love seeing this printed in resin and have it on my desk. So you did a very, very nice work, and I would love to see some more. So great job on this creature right here. Okay.
Oh, and she said she's actually from Brazil.
Oh, okay, from Brazil. Okay. I cannot speak Brazilian. I can understand a bit of Spanish, but so she's online right now.
Yes.
Ah,
Yep.
okay. Okay. So very, very nice work, Adriana. So this is the. It's. I'm gonna open this one.
Mm-hmm.
Selena Hulshoff, gargoyle bust. Okay. Great. So the first thing I notice here, it's a very, very beautiful kind of complex cartoonish style. Great work on the facial expression. I can totally tell she's pissed and angry, and I love the especially the eye socket area. It's very, very neat. Also the nose and the teeth. I would add a bit more shape around this area right here on the like on the sides of the nose, which it's always I know a pretty complex area. And this crease right here, I would actually make it start where the nostrils on this part right here. So it actually connects more with the cheek. And then I would probably, the hair is very well done. It's very, very neat and cartoonish. And I love the way you actually uh, created this like blondish swirls of hair. One thing I would add a bit more, I love the rotation of this horn right here. It's a beautiful rotation. I would just add a bit more, let me actually grab this image right here, a bit more love on the texture, on the sculpted texture of the horns, because the rest of the face and the hair and the neck area, neck region, it's just, it's very, very well made. Also here, the muscles of the jaw stretching and the forehead clenching outside. It's very, very well made. I would just add a bit more love to as far as like lumps and creases and cracks. I would add some more here on the horns. I'm sure to look it would add a lot of energy to this piece. But as far as the overall feel, it's very, very well made. Profile looks beautiful. I love this area right here, and the as far as anatomy, it's very, very well made. And I also love the hair, how it like strikes back, like she's actually screaming at the viewer, which is we all love screams, especially in Halloween, so that's a plus. So yeah, as I said before, I would just add a bit more love to these horns right here. They're very, very well made. I would just add a bit more cracks and lumps to make them look even more beautiful. And I would totally love to see this face textured. It has a lot of power. It has a lot of like energy, and it's just very, very, very neat. And I just love the way this model it's made. Again, very, very nice work on the anatomy. Just pay a bit more attention on the nose area, which it's pretty hard. I myself sometimes had to use a lot of reference, especially on working on high-res monsters and creatures on the nose area because it's a very, very complex part. But besides this, which would take like 2 minutes of tweaking, great work on the sternocleidomastoid, on the neck area, and on the hair. So besides adding a bit more love to the horns, I would totally put this piece in a portfolio and add a texture. So great work. Okay. So here we are, Samantha Rogers, man, but work in progress. Let's see. Alrighty, let me zoom. Yeah, this is pretty ugly creature in the good way. Reminds me of like kind of mixture between Dracula and from the Bram Stoker film, and from it's kind of a mixture between, from what I can actually think of right now, it reminds me, besides of the Dracula morphing in the film of Bram Stoker, also the these tiny eyes and these huge ears reminds me of the Zool creature from the first Ghostbusters film, which is one of my favorite monsters of all times. Let's see, very, very well shaped. I love the way you blocked up this like huge muscles. Uh, I would work a bit more on this like area right here. Feels like the neck it's actually stretching upwards towards his like the top, almost the top of his ears. So I would totally work on making this neck area right here slightly less lumpy and a bit more defined. Even though it adds a lot of character to this kind of uh, semi-stylized creature. So as far as the rest, I just love the ears. They're very like vampirish, and they actually remind me also of Marcus Corvinus from Underworld Evolution, which was the second film of the series. Great work on the eye sockets and on the mouth and the teeth. I would add maybe a bit more, pay a bit more attention on the basic shapes of this creature, especially looking at from the profile view, from the side view. It's very well made. I would just add a bit more um, love to the basic shapes before actually jumping on adding some details. And as I can see right here, I can see uh, some ideas of wrinkles. I would they're very well made. I would totally actually make these wrinkles connect these wrinkles to the actually to this kind of very flat forehead he has. And so if this line ends here, and then we have another stroke here, and then another stroke here, I would just connect and make a very, very smooth and harmonic wrinkles. So this would add a lot more um, of expression to this demon bust right here. So I can see there's this kind of like very small wrinkles, then there's some flesh here, and then there's some other wrinkles here. So I would totally connect these wrinkles and just have fun with the way you actually blocked out his this flat forehead and make the wrinkles a bit more fluent, like they should actually follow the anatomy of the face, in this case of the forehead. But besides this, great work on the teeth, on the mouth. I love the profile view. It's very, very dynamic as far as mouth and chin and jaw. I would totally love to see like a screenshot of this creature with his mouth like wide open. So this being said, it's a very well done model. So keep working on the anatomy, especially on this part right here, and make sure your wrinkles, when you're sculpting wrinkles, you actually follow the wrinkle flow of the anatomy of the face and of the body. But besides this, it's a very well done model, and I hope to see more of your work. Okay, so well, this is a lot of a lot of work here. Rafael Rivera. Okay, let's open this. Wow.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, that's well, the first thing I have to say here is wow. Uh, like I don't know why I just got attracted by this face right here. It just scares the hell out of me. I will add like spend a couple of words on each of these faces right here. So, and then I will focus a bit more on this one, which like immediately grabbed my attention. So I can see a very George Shell kind of approach on these two right here, which I love George Shell's sculptures, and he's a master on what he does. So you did a very and actually extremely amazing work. Uh, Extremizing the facial anatomy here and making it look like crazy and adding these very strong wrinkles. And I just love the the expression of these two monsters right here. This one is it's I have actually no critiques on this one. It's just beautiful. I would just love to see the full image. Uh, this one looks very well made too. I would just add a bit more love on the mouth area right here. But as far as like a head, like an alien head, it's just beautiful. This one totally yeah reminds me of the Alien. I think it's actually something based on the Alien or very inspired from the Alien films. And we all love the Alien, of course, so it's an amazing piece. I would add a bit more shape to the jaw right here and maybe add a bit more light inside his mouth. But I love the very like skin texture you actually added right here. So very it's a great model. I will leave this one at last because it's just crazy. So this one, I can totally see some Rorschach approach, very symmetrical approach, and I love the stylized, almost like comic book style approach. It's I love the lines and the black and white and gray shades. I can totally see it like reminds me of a skull, especially like this area right here and the like empty eye sockets. Great work. This one seems a bit low res, but I can't really see the full face. But from what I can see, it looks like a paint over, and it's very well done, especially the the area right here. I can't really tell what it is, but uh, it just works very well with the rest of the face. This one it's a bit hard to actually see because it's a very cropped it's a piece of the final image. Uh, the first thing I can say here is work a bit more on the eye socket, uh, and I can't really understand what this like part is right here. I can totally like tell this is like these are the shoulders and this is the pectorals, but I would from what I can see on this image, I would add some more love on the eye socket, and maybe these are the wings, but I can't really tell because it's a very cropped image. So I can just say that, yeah, work a bit more on the eye socket, and as far as the rest, it's very well made. So on this row right here, these are very, very beautiful renders and actually paintings. I think this is a mixture between a ZBrush model and a Photoshop painting, or like a paint over. Uh, Very, very well made. I love the green eyes, the expression. It's great. Great work on the eye sockets and on the mouth and on the beard. Um, Add a bit more love to the horns here. Follow the wrinkles. Make sure the wrinkles actually follow the horns. But that's not really a critique. That's just like a friendly advice, a tip for you to continue on this model and on your next work, on your next models. This one's, yeah, it's a chimp from hell. I love the mouth interior, especially these like all messed up teeth. They look beautiful, and I love the expression, the red, bloody red eyes. Uh, and I don't have any critiques here. I would just like to see the entire model. So great work. This one, it's a bit more hard to see. Looks like some kind of, more than a creature, looks like a symbol I would find on a game like Doom Free, or like an effigy or a bas relief. I can totally, I think I can see some kind of like symbol uh, be like overlaid to this demonic image. I can't really tell uh, like shape-wise what it is right here, but I can totally see it's a demon, and I would love this to see this kind of image on a heavy metal cover band. It's a very great piece of work. So keep up and I can see a kind of, maybe this is a flame right here. Keep up the great work, and maybe my only small critique, it's show a bit more the underlying shapes right here, because I can barely see like the cheek area, and I can't really tell what's going on the bottom right here, but it's a very, very great piece. On this one, it's just perfect. Besides, I would add this area right here looks a bit too smoothed out. I would add maybe another eye, or if he's like half blind, I would add like some stitches or some more like, uh, fleshy bits, or just something like an eyeball like hanging out or popping out from the eye socket. And I would work a bit more on this kind of like horns on his shoulders. But as far as his face, like, looks like pulled from the top. It's just beautiful. This one, I can barely see like almost half of the face. I can totally see it's kind of reptilian creature. I can't actually tell if he's angry or smiling or grinning, but I do love these barnacles and these very complex texture. It's very, very well made. Again, it's like this one right here. It's a very cropped image, so I can't really tell uh, a lot of stuff, because I can just see like a very small portion of the face. But from what I see, it's very well made. Uh, Maybe I would add a bit more love to this purple area, because I can't really tell what it is. Probably some organic plants coming out from his body. So I really look forward to see these pieces on a full image. So a couple of last words on these two, and then I will talk a bit about this crazy one right here. These look very, very well. I have, looking at the images right here, I think they're very, very great looking. Uh, I can't really tell if like where the eyes are. I can totally tell this is the mouth area, which is beautifully done. I can't really tell if the eyes are these right here or this kind of spidery eyes, these black spheres right here. But anyway, it's a very, very well-made model. I would add a bit more love to the texture map, to the color map. I would break a bit more the colors and desaturate it a bit. It's a bit too colorful, but it's a very, very well-made piece. So keep keep going. And as far as this one looks like totally painted in Photoshop. I love that. I just love the highlights, like the light source. It's like shining from here, and I love the specular highlights on this creature. And um, the I love the strokes, the painted strokes, and the very bad style eyes. And this, I'm not sure if this thing right here, it's another face. I'm pretty sure it actually is. I can see a nose right here, two eye sockets right here, the eyeballs, and a mouth. So if this is the case, so if this is another face, I would add a bit more like space between the two, so you could show more the connection of the blending of this face with this other face. But other than that, it's a great piece of work. And finally, yeah, this is just amazing. My only critique here, it's the hair. I would make it a bit more uh, less blurred because the face looks like the face is it's in the foreground and the hair it's actually even more in the foreground, and so I would make this hair part right here even more sharpened than the face, and I would add a bit more shadow, a bit more shadowing here, maybe showing the stripes of hair on his face. And here I can see a bit of like radial blur. I would add I would actually take away some of the blur and show this beautiful, detailed uh, um, strokes of paint you actually did here, also on this cheek area. But besides that, it's a great piece of work. It's actually my favorite among all of these, and I would just love to see this something like this animated. So Rafael Rivera, great work. Okay, doing fine so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Very good.
perfect. So Ricard Ramos. Okay, let's open this up. Okay, so from what I can see here, it's it's a very complex hard edge model. Reminds me of both like RoboCop, Iron Man, and a lot of uh, robotic creatures I've seen in film, video games, and uh, also when I was living in Japan, I would see a lot of robots sculptures from Takayuki Takeya, which is one of my most uh, my actually biggest sources of inspiration. So, as far as the shapes are concerned, um, they're very well made. I can see you're trying to focus on the hard edge right here, um, and it's. I would add some more polishing on the forearms right here, and I would add some more shapes and love to the connection of the this kind of bicep to the forearm right here. So I would use some of the ZBrush amazing polishing brushes and make sure the These hard edge areas right here are a bit more neat, but besides that, I really love the helmet. It's very, very original and very robotic. I just loved, yeah. Also the it kind of has a Star Wars feel, looking at it from the back, and well, very, very, very cinematic render you did right here. I love the shadows. I would add, as I said before, some more love on the forearms, while the work you did on the legs and on the chest and on the face, it's very, very well made. So congrats about that. And I would add a bit more attention on this area right here. It looks a bit lumpy, so I would add a bit more shaping up the on this place right here. But again, it's a great model. Um, and let's see. Oh, I'm not, I can't really understand how he could actually walk because I've just seen this kind of like hard edge thing over here, but creatures don't necessarily have to walk. Everybody has its own vision about his or her art, so I have no critiques on the feet. They actually look very, very complex and very, very original also. Even if this kind of robot wouldn't have to walk or would be just like a sculpture, it's a great piece of work and great job on actually adding these very complex hard edge parts and stitching them together in this way. It's you did a very complex model, and it's very hard to actually see some very well made robots nowadays, robotic characters, and this one it's a very, very well made one. So besides the work on the forearm, I would add some more love right here, and I would add a bit more of the connection between the bicep to the forearm. It's an amazing robotic model. So cheers to you and well done. Okay, so here we are. Rafael Rivera. Okay. Oh, the same guy right here. Oh, okay. Totem pole. Wow. Okay, so this is very well, no, very say nothing. It's amazing. It's just like mind blowing. I can totally see you got inspired by Carlos Huante kind of shading, especially the way you actually added highlights. Um, it's very, very Carlos Huante, and that's a huge compliment since he's, in my opinion, one of the best painters, creature designers in the known galaxy. I'm actually exploring the design, which is very, very complex. And as far as critics, I think uh, it's just an amazing piece of work. I would totally hire this guy right here. So great work with the anatomy. I love this like very skinny hand and these very complex forearm shapes and the way the muscles insert each other on the bones. I can totally see the bone structure underneath the muscles, and I love this kind of breast, these kind of boobs, like hanging from his flesh right here, and the face is just mind blowing. This kind of skullish kind of bony structure right here compared to the very fleshy and very specular body, it's just beautiful. And these kind of feathers that flourish out from the back part of the head, they just work perfectly on this design. I would maybe just add a bit more uh, a bit more shadowing right here and right here. I would probably like this the forearm. I would make, since he's actually standing, he's actually lying his forearm on this brass part right here. I would add a bit more of like painted wrinkles and thickness right here, like he's actually standing his forearm, which looks pretty heavy compared to the rest of the body on this boob right here. But as far as this, well, it's just a super piece of work, and yeah, keep going, and I can't wait to see much more of your work, and it's just amazing, Luis. It's great. So
This one's cool.
yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah, we have a real pro here. Okay, so yeah, this is the same guy, Xeno. Let's see. Wow. Um, Great use of lights, and I can totally see you're a fan of the Alien. Um, so it looks like, yeah, it's actually sneaking out of shadows in a pitch black room, or like he's hiding in one of the vents. I love this area right here. It's very alienish and very like fleshy and specular. And I love the jaw and the mouth area. My only critique is to actually show a bit more of the anatomy on like his. From what I can see here, it's like he's hiding inside a vent. I'm saying vent because I just played Alien Isolation, so it looks like he's actually hiding, or he's ready for he's like slaughtering somebody or attacking somebody. So I would totally show a bit more of the body in this area right here, and I can't tell what this is. I'm sure it's, yeah, another part of his arm or of his leg. I can't really tell. So I would totally work some more on the lighting, and I would show a bit more the shapes. And besides this great work on this hand right here, maybe add a bit more lights and shapes to like the like I would connect more this hand to this piece right here. It feels like there's like something missing or something erased. So yeah, I would totally add more love to the body, so you can actually show people in a better way in which pose this alien creature is standing. But other than that, it's a very great work, and yeah, and thumbs up for being a fan of the alien. So um, here we have some more work by Rivera. So let's open the vampire. Oh, this it's actually the full image of what we've seen here on this one here on yeah, this one. So I can finally can see, yeah, the full image right here. So what to say on this one? It's an amazing piece of, like, it's a very cinematic image. Uh, I can totally see, yeah, you added some photo reference. It's like a paint over. It reminds me of Aaron Sims' type of work, which it's actually amazing because it's a very great way to show clients your idea, and adding some photo reference like you did here and you did here on the wing. It's a great way to show the client or the producer or the film director uh, your vision in a very cinematic way. I love the background, great use of light. My only thing is I would add a bit more of the shape uh, in the chest area right here, and on the neck area, because the face and the wing really makes this model shine, this creature shine. Also the hair right here and the light coming uh, from the back. So I would add a bit more, as I said on the previous image of the alien, a bit more light. I would show a bit more the anatomy of this vampire right here. So and show a bit more of the neck tendons that are stretching out. But this being said, it's an amazing piece of work, and keep keep cruising. Great work, amazing work. This is my Skype. So I think this is the last image by Rafael Rivera right here. Let's see. Oh, what do we have here? Yeah, this guy is really rocks, actually.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So I'm looking, let me zoom a bit. Okay. I'm looking at these four images right here, and I can totally tell my favorite is this one right here. But starting from this black and white image, piece of art, well, it's a masterpiece. I love the shadow on the wall. Great work on the shadows. That's like top-notch work. And great work on the hands, on the on the poster of the hands. You can really feel the rhythm and the tendons stretching of this very skinny character. Great work on the face. I love this huge pointy nose and this like Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter kind of head. Let's see. I would add a bit more love to the hair, maybe. But as far as the rest, it's just beautiful. Maybe I would add a slightly bit more light here on the forearm to show uh, his position and his pose a bit more. But it's an amazing piece of work, and again, congrats for the amazing like shadow on the wall. It's totally a piece I would love on like on my walls in my bedroom. So this demon right here, amazing job with his expression. It's great. It's amazing because you can't tell if he's actually scared or if he's trying to scare you. So that's a very it's a big plus to this image. I love the very like opalescent eyes with this like a very small pupil, makes it look really scary. And great work also on the chin. I love the flaps of skin. Like I can totally feel the weight of his massive head. I would add a bit more shaping up and a bit more texture to the pectoral area right here, and I would make I guess these are the clavicles. I would merge them and fuse them a bit, blend them a bit more with the pectoral muscles right here. But other than that, great work. So I will talk about this one and then stop on my favorite and spend a few more words on this one. Uh, Great work on this free chorus image. I love this totally looks like pretty evil, and I really like this bloody thin mouth with these very sharp teeth. Great work. This reminds me a lot of Aaron Sims, the way he actually makes eyes, and the eye socket shape, very dynamic looking. And I can totally, yeah, see you're a fan of Neville Page and Aaron Sims. So great work on this area right here. Spend a bit more time. I would uh, maybe take a bit of this blur away and show, because this looks very, very flat, this area right here. So I would maybe add a bit more, depth and flesh on this cheek area right here. And probably I would, yeah, take a bit off the overall blur of this image because this horn looks very, very like almost like a part of the background instead of being actually the horn of this creature. So I would totally add some more neat shapes right here. But it's, yeah, it's a great work and thumbs up for this one. And now this this I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it, which the more this is, yeah, it's totally crazy. I would, uh, and yeah, it's very Carlos Fuentes as far as shading is concerned. Uh, it's beautiful. I like this like crossed kind of legs. Reminds me of some Silent Hill creatures. It's kind of, yeah. I always get scared when I see a design with like crossed legs like these. These ones, it's pretty scary, and this huge foot right here with this like deformed uh, like fingers right here. It's just great, and I can't really tell. I can tell this is an eye, and it's of course evil looking. I would totally not want to find this thing in my home when I open the door. I suppose these are some kind of arms, and I can see some Lovecraft inspiration here, like Cthulhu and his kind of ideas, which were amazing. I can totally see some. Yeah, you've been inspired by Lovecraft and Carlos Fuente. I can't really say where's the face. This could be the mouth, this like uh, cavity right here. But even though I can't really understand where the face is, this is just mind-blowing. And great use of color and shading. It looks like almost like an oil painting. And yeah, I would totally hire this guy. So great work and yeah, amazing portfolio work. Okay.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let me collapse some of these. Okay. Whoops. I think I went. Oh, I have to actually. Yeah, I was. I zoomed out a bit too much. So oh, here we are. Okay. So let's back to where we were. Okay. So I guess, yeah, this one is the next one. Yeah. So Breno Marquez, Filthy Bird. I love the name. Okay. So wow. Yeah. Beautiful work. Really beautiful work right here. I'm actually impressed by this creature. That's just crazy. So, well, where to start right here? Great work, amazing work on the feet. I just love the way you actually sculpted this kind of eagle kind type of wrinkles right here, of like um, these scales are just mind blowing the way you actually sculpted them, and that's actually well. This is just crazy. I love his lower part. It's like the testicles are hanging, and these two like fleshy things are looks like almost like the something that like some kind of things that could sting you like a scorpion. And I can totally see like this eye right here and this looks like a mouth, a huge mouth right here. And it makes me smile because it's the eye is actually cute looking with this mouth thing right here, but uh, and this is just the a very very small area of the entire model. So I would I would spend probably 1 hour if I could commenting on this creature right here. Um, I love the pose. It's very dynamic. I love the way you actually sculpted this hand right here, and I love the back. It's very very complex, and the spine actually showing up. It's just beautiful the way you actually designed it on this character right here, and amazing work also on these two uh, like stinger kind of like scorpion kind of organic. I don't even know how to call them, but they're just I just love the subsurface scattering effect right here. The translucency is just brilliant and amazing work on the hair also. It's just I would totally put this on top row ZBrush Central. It's just amazing and the way the complexity of this character. Like every limb looks different, and the texture is very well made. My only critique, well, not more. It's not really a critique. It's more like an advice. I would spend a bit more time on his face because looking at this like crazy organic shapes right here and how crazy he's actually designed, I would totally make his face less human and more like more like I don't know, crazy, more like I would, for example, in a design like this, I would totally see a stitched mouth instead of a wide open mouth, and I would like, but this is it's just my vision of the design. I would make his eyes way bigger, and I would like move them a bit more on the temple area, and the ear, yeah, looks pretty amazing, and also the neck tendons that are stretching, and this kind of bluish veins. It's just an amazing texture. So I would totally love to see a turntable of this model, and of course, seeing a walk cycle or just a model breathing would just be amazing. Great work on the of this area right here. I can totally see the flesh stretching and falling, and this lower part, it's my favorite area because it's just crazy. And I also love these the legs, almost like chicken-like legs with this eagle scale texture on this lower part. So it's just brilliant. Um, so my advice, as far as um, like design-wise, it's I would change a bit his face and make the face look a bit less human and more more crazy, if you know what I mean. So this being said, yeah, this is 10 on 10. It's an amazing piece of work, and yeah, we have an amazing model right here. It's totally top notch, and I would totally put this on ZBrush Central on the first row, on the top row. So great work.
Yeah, and also keep in mind when you click on one of these images, so
Yes.
just go ahead and click on the next one, you can
It's this one, right? Yes. Breno Marquez.
You can read really quick. He has some comments, and maybe not on this one.
Oh, you mean
Um,
yeah, on the area below, on the area below.
oh yeah, but it looks like they're not showing up. If you go back up and click on that little orange picker over there. Oh,
This one?
yeah. So click on that.
Oh, no comments added.
Okay,
So
so
yeah.
he doesn't on this one, but it's something to look for sometimes. The students will fill this stuff out.
Alrighty. Okay. Thanks for uh, showing me.
Yeah, no problem. Ooh, I like this one too.
Yeah. Very, very well made. Very cinematic. Uh, the hands are perfect. I love the texture and the shape and this huge like finger and the these huge fingernails and also the fur on the hands look amazing. What to say here? Well, it's almost perfect as far as, pose and color and feel. Uh, Two things I noticed right here. So one, it's I would work a bit more on the anatomy, on the basic structure uh, of the of the anatomy. This looks like a very heavy monster. So and I can see something a bit weird going on here on the bicep and on this shoulder part right here. The clavicles look a bit too rounded. It looks like he's actually a mud golem made of mud, which adds a lot of personality to the character. But I would pay a bit more attention to the basic forms of the like especially this area right here, the entire shoulder area and top arm area. And as far as the face, I would totally add some more details on the eye socket and on the nose, and I would like make his head a bit more like defined as far as neck connection and like the jaw. It looks like his face is basically connected all the way down to his clavicles. And maybe it's a design choice, but I would spend a bit more time like brainstorming and evaluating the face area right here. As far as the rest, it's just great. This is my favorite area right here. It looks like almost like film quality render. And I would maybe add a, a slightly more detailed background image. This looks a very blurred and low resolution image. So it does a great job showing, adding the light sources to the skin of this character right here. But I would probably or like blur it much more so you can actually just have a very blurred background. But I can totally see this like it's a forest on fire. There's some fog right here, so I would add a bit more love to the background image, so it does a lot more justice to the this beautiful character right here. And one other thing, um, I would add a bit more of color variation. Don't get me wrong, the texture is fabulous. It's beautiful and very detailed. But I would add a bit more, maybe some thicker veins and some more bluish kind uh, of crevices and cuts and stuff like that. So this being said, keep working on this area here on the head area and make sure your anatomy foundation it's actually slightly more shaped up, and then you can start, adding all these kind of beautiful details and textures. But anyway, it's a very great model, a great pose, and uh, amazing job. Yeah, so very, very, uh, it's a great orc. So let's move to, yes, he's the same artist, Breno Marquez. I think it's the right way to pronounce his name. Let's see if there are any comments. No, no comments added. So let's zoom in on this case. So, wow, this is a very complex image. And let's take a look at this image right here. So, great work on the armor. It's very complex and very neat and very sharp. Uh, it kind of reminds me of, in a way, of uh, the the armor that the main character in the game Crysis 1, 2, 3 had, kind of exoskeleton, a muscular exoskeleton, which is really a very creative idea, and I love this like kind of Tron Legacy type of like blue lights on his armor. Beautiful work you did on this kind of like exoskeleton. I would like to spend some words on the rest of the image right here. So as far as like design-wise, I would since I can understand that this guy killed these two zombie type creatures right here. I love the way you actually build these uh, decaying monsters, and it's the background. It's very very well made. It's very very sci-fi looking. A couple of words on the green blood. Um, it's looking very low resolution compared to the main image. So I would spend some more time painting some, more slime or yeah, this kind of gooey green blood coming out from their bodies. Maybe you can actually add some actual real goo from some photo reference. It would look great on these models. And yeah, I would totally use some more love and work on the blood, like attached to the blade of this character right here. I would expand and make since from what I can see right here, he slaughtered these guys pretty bad. I would add a much more blood, this kind of green blood to the blade, and make more like defined and more high resolution, like uh, green goo, like slopping out from the blade, and I would add some more highlights uh, to this kind of blood right here because it looks yeah, very low res compared to the rest of the piece. But I'm sure that would take just like like half an hour, and then your piece would shine much more. Great work on the background also. This thing reminds me of Metroid Prime. And one thing about the background, I would actually um, like if I look at this image as a whole, add a bit more light sources. It does get slightly a bit confusing on this area right here because it's very, very high res. So I would add a bit of blur and some more like cinematic effect on. I think he's actually, from what I can see here, standing on a spaceship or some kind of like sci-fi structure. So I would show a bit more, the floor, and I would show a bit more of the background on where like he's actually standing, and I would probably add a bit more of a like of a blur between this very high res crisp looking model and the background right here. Let's see some other, if I can find some other thing. The face, well, okay, it's a great alien looking face, alien humanoid looking face. I can totally tell this guy is pretty muscular. Uh, my only thing it's you should his head looks like it's been like pressed right here. I would totally work a bit more on the forehead and on the temples and make it look a bit less lumpy and a bit more, defined. Great texturing on the I love this bluish, reddish, very crisp texturing on his face. I would probably add a bit more love to the overall shape of the face, and as I said on some previous designs before, I would spend a bit more attention on the basic shapes of the anatomy. These are great eye sockets, great wrinkles right here. I would add some more love to the mouth area, which the lips look like they're actually stretching to like the extremities of the mouth. So I would add a bit more smoothness right here, and I would enlarge and make his forehead. He's actually the top part of his head a bit bigger right here. But besides this, it's a great piece of work. Um, it's a great sci-fi image, and it would probably look amazing on a film. So great work on this piece. And I love the title, Dead Bodies. Okay, so here we are, Patrick Estrame, The Silence Whip. Let's see if there are some comments. No comments added. Okay, so let's add some more. Okay, let's collapse this image. Okay, so from what I can see here, yeah, it's as you said, it's a work in progress. I like alien feel and this kind of air right here, very alienish looking. Reminds me of one of those creatures from Mars. Um, it's a great start, a great foundation. Uh, a couple of words on the anatomy here. So I can see some problems with the the shoulder area, the clavicles, and the sternocleidomastoid, and also on the side view right here. So before like jumping in and adding like veins and wrinkles and details, I can see actually smooth some right here on the center of the forehead. Pay more attention to the basic forms of this creature right here. Like, yeah, feel free to use any anatomical reference. I always use them because I'm by no means a master in human anatomy. So I always use some reference. Um, let's see. So yeah, I would totally work some more on, especially on the shoulder area, sternocleidomastoid, clavicles. Pay more attention to like making the actual muscles and tendons like uh, have a bit more of a rhythm and a bit more of a connection and blending with the rest of the model of the neck. So before actually jumping in and starting to use to paint to sculpt like wrinkles and to use alpha maps, I would totally work some more on yeah, on this area right here, especially the clavicle area, this like the triangular area right here. So sternocleidomastoid, clavicle, neck tendons, which they actually look like a bit too inflated right here. And I can see there's like you should play a bit more with the curvature of the throat compared to this being very straight. But as you said, it's a work in progress, so I'm sure it will turn out to be an amazing model. Great work on the eye sockets. I really like this very like alienish, fleshy, bold structure right here. I'm sure it will shine at the end. Uh, I like very much also the fact that he has no mouth and this kind of like fleshy um, uh, like lumps right here look really great, very alienish, um, very good looking. So yeah, keep in mind what I said about the like human anatomy and making sure you have a proper reference before you actually sculpt the main forms. But other than this, it's a great foundation, and so keep rocking. And I look forward to seeing more of your work. Okay, so let's jump. Halloween clown project. No, Halloween. Great. Simon Fisher. Let's see. No comments. Oh, I think there was actually a comment right here.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
skin texture and pose needs more work. Anatomy needs tuning up. Still needs eyebrows and maybe use a different material. And also lighting needs work. Summary of what's good. Paint, texture, eyeballs, gun flag, and expression are coming together. Okay, so let's see. Wow, this looks pretty scary to me. I've always been scared of clowns since I watched the first film called It from Stephen King. Um, Penny Lane was pretty terrifying, and this clown, it's pretty terrifying too. It actually reminds me of uh, there's an Oculus Rift power game called Affected. And the last level, it's like basically a theme park, a Luna Park, and there's this crazy, terrifying clown like randomly jumping at you, which was pretty terrifying as an experience. So I love the way you actually uh, created this face. The eyes look like wide open, and they I love the way they converge, and they look very scary as far as like the pupil um, and the overall look of the eye socket and this like huge brows right here create an amazing like scare factor effect on this face. I love the this blackness inside the mouth and this like very sharp and broken teeth. This is a very horrorish type of image, and it's coming it's coming up, it's shaping up very well. I love this, also this like whitish kind of mud texture on his forehead and on his cheeks, and this red and bluish hair makes him look even scarier. Yeah, I would add a bit more love to the body right here. I can totally see the tendons of his neck stretching, and I would add some more love to the shoulder area and to the arm. Feels slightly lumpy, so I would add more. I would shape up more this area right here, and show maybe a bit more like the the neck region. And I know it's a very hard part to sculpt the neck because the neck has a lot of tendons, especially when you stretch your neck. But this is looking really amazing. So pay a bit more attention and work a bit more on this area right here. So yeah, the clavicle and this on the arm. I love the image on the flag, and this like the hand in the foreground looks very cinematic. I love the like this like flaps of skin on his fingers and this like very neat and very detailed fingernails. So it's a great piece of work. I would probably maybe add like a very mild background, even just like a light source, and add some like highlights on the back, on the border of his body. Uh, Maybe a theme park or whatever like you actually come up with. So yeah, this being said, this is yeah one of my favorite pieces I've seen tonight, and it's yeah totally Halloweenish, and I just love the eye region and the crazy grin of his face. This is a really terrifying clown, so great work. All right, so Skull Splitter by Jin Hao. So I can see some comments here. Let's okay. Oh, great. One of my idols, Ryan Kingsline. Really cool post, Jin. Yeah, great work. Let's see what he says. A tormented demon spirit that haunts you only in your worst nightmares. Loving it already. I call the Skull Splitter. This is an unfinished original design by Ben Henry. Link here. So let's see what you actually created, Jinhao. So, wow, very, very, very good work right here. This is a very, it's a great rendered model. I could totally see this model on a video game. Looks very, it's kind of stylized in a way. I can see like from these wings right here, and from the face, but it's like way in between from a stylized character and a super high-res character. Uh, I love the feel of the entire image. Like the background is really well made and adds a lot of power to this creature right here. So from what I can see, he has this kind of like very long and very almost metal looking tail, and he's actually holding a chain. So yeah, he's totally like a badass. Um, Love the flames flourishing out from his head and this kind of like lava, like magma kind of eye, which looks beautiful. Uh, I have no critiques on this area right here. The tail looks beautiful. The face looks beautiful. The only thing I would add here, it's on the wings and on the face maybe. I would add a bit more details as far as like if you compare like for example this kind of like horn right here and this area of the wings right here. If you compare this to this like crazily detailed tail, I would actually add some more love to this part right here. And I can, let's see, on this kind of, I would add some more, like in terms of perspective here. This wing looks a bit like off compared to this one, which looks, in terms of perspective, it's just perfect. So I would work on making this, like, with this wing a bit more, like it's showing on the background. You've used some blur here, I can see, and also here. So I would add, yeah, this creature has some like gigantic wings. So I would add a bit more of a curved perspective here as far as the, like for example this horn. I can't really tell if it's in the foreground or in the background. So I'm looking at, since this is a free borders render, this should totally be lying on the background, maybe blurred with the this background beautiful image right here you have. And besides this, yeah, so I would add some more love on these horns and on the wings, and add a bit more, maybe a bit more features on the face, on the head. As far as the rest, it's beautiful. I would love to see this in a video game like Diablo 3 or World of Warcraft. It's a great image and great render. So, yes, beautiful work. So, Jinhao, yeah, very, very great work. Want to see some more. All right, so here we are. So Dujon Alen, so I can see he has, yeah, a lot of views of the same creature. So let's open up the three quarters one. Let's see if there are some comments. Yeah. So wish I could upload multiple images on the same product from FYI, all poster whips. Okay, so this is a work in progress. So, summary of what's good. Like in the major forms, I think I'm hitting some good key areas, which would make the creature believable. What can I do differently? Let's see. I want to find a more appealing look for the frontal image I posted, given the fact I posted various angles. The least I'm in most drawn to is the frontal. The side angles give a more appealing look to me. Any suggestions? Okay, so we are here for this purpose. So let's open this image first. So great work on the skin texture. As far as anatomy, from this part right here, um, I can see this area should be a bit more lowered, especially this like the connection between like the pectoral to the shoulder area. As far as the neck area, I think we are very yeah we are on the right track. And I would yeah, the face looks like compared to this very like high frequency detail on the body. The face looks a bit like low res, but I can totally tell yeah, it's a work in progress. Um, Make sure you actually give this face, this creature, a bit more dynamic features as far as like these eye sockets. Yeah, it looks like he's basically it's like a skull. I'm pretty sure there won't be any eyeballs. So let's see. I would totally work some more on this area. This kind of cheek area feels a bit flat right here, and I would like enlarge his face and work more on his horns. Make sure the horns are connected to his temples. Let's actually open another view of this creature. Let's see. Um, Open the front view. Okay, so yeah, it is much more clear. So great work on the forearm. There's something a bit off here on this, like on the top area of the shoulder here. I would uh, actually bring this area a bit down here and work a bit more on the clavicle area. So blend a bit more the muscles since he's pretty muscular. Also, this area could have a bit more of work, like the abdomen area and the pectorals area could be a bit more dynamic in regards to like being to help like being fluid as far as anatomy is concerned. And I would add a bit more, I would make the muscles a bit more fluent and give a bit more of a gesture to the, to this to the chest area and to the pectoral area and this upper shoulder area. So yeah, the face actually has a lot of potential. Uh, I can I can't actually wait to see the finished piece. Um, let's see. Let's spend some words talking about the horns. So it looks like let me open a side view version. Here it is. Okay. So let's spend a bit some words talking about the head. So it looks like basically this area right here, it's a different part from the rest of the body because I can see you applied I don't know if it's an alpha map or yeah like a very high frequency detailed map on the entire body. So maybe it's a design choice. Uh, I'm not sure yet, but I would add some more love to these horns right here. I would connect them. I would make the bridge more. I would show more of the bridge connection to the from the temples to the horns. And I like very much the way his face is actually stretching. Um, I would work a bit more also on this area right here. Let me open another view. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Okay. All right. So from what I see right here, there's like all of this stretching, all of these like wrinkles come from this, from the far end uh, part of the lip area. So I would show a bit more like what's actually going on here, like where this stretching is actually coming from. Probably I would where the horns are placed, I would maybe create a bit more curved wrinkles and show a bit more like what's actually going on with all of this stretching. But this is a work in progress, so I'm sure you will actually uh, be able to sculpt it out. So yeah, as I said before, I would add some more love to like the horns. Not really the shape because the shape looks very well made, but I would add a bit more love to the way they are actually connected to the temples of this skull demon head. Because right now I can just see some like wrinkles stretching out and then this like straight line right here. So I would blend more and maybe enlarge a bit more on the sides, the temples of this demon, and then create a more fluent and a more blended up connection between the horns and the temples. So yeah, as far as the rest, yeah, it's a very neat and very well-made foundation. Just make sure you have like some anatomical references. It's a great work on the forearm, and I really like this like rib cage area. Uh, I would probably smooth a bit these high frequency details and show a bit more the underlying muscles, like yeah, the six pack and the rib cage right here. I like these wrinkles that show the connection from the pectoral to yeah the shoulder area, but pay a bit more attention to this area right here. I would make it a bit more, a bit more fluent as far as the curvature of this upper part right here. But other than that, it's a great piece of work, and I'm sure it will turn out to be very, very an amazing model to showcase on your portfolio. So I'm actually looking if, let me see, on the back. of this creature, what's going on. So I can also see the hands. Okay, let's zoom a bit here. So yeah, pay a bit more attention to the shoulder area, and you feel free to use any anatomical references you find on the internet. It's like packed with anatomical references. Um, like the line here looks a bit too tight, so blend it a bit more and show more of the spine coming out from here. Let's see. The hands are looking very good. Um, Make sure you add a bit more. You make like these fingernails a bit more neat as far as like I would actually add some mass right here. I would add some flesh and then use a flattened brush and make sure these nails actually look like very sharp. But it's a great start, a great foundation. Uh, I can't wait to look to see more of this model. So yeah, my only critique is make sure you pay a slightly more attention to the anatomy, especially on this like upper part right here. So on the neck area and on the shoulder area, and try to uh, show a bit more the connection between the horns and his temple area. Other than this, it's a beautiful model, and I can't wait to see the finished one. So great work. Okay. So Marco Fayola, I think this is it's the same model. So let's open this one and see if there are any comments. No comments added. Okay, so let's enlarge the image. Wow, beautiful render. Very, very. I can almost see some like elegance in the way you actually sculpted this. It almost looks like a face with decorations, which looks like really beautiful. Um, yeah, I would add some work and some more love to the horns and to these like lumps right here. I would shape them up a bit more, but um, it's a very well done model. I love the overall expression of his face. One thing when you're dealing with these very like complex characters that are full of details and shapes and forms, try to make sure that every shape and every wrinkle and every like feature you sculpt actually makes sense like design wise, so a client can actually understand like a bit of the story of the character, why his nose has these like wrinkles right here, what's going on with his cheekbones, um, and like what's going on the forehead. So try to like maybe think of a story, and then based on your story, start building up your creature. And this it's an advice I always give to the artists that sculpt or design very complex characters. I know that the when you start sculpting, the detailing session is the most exciting one, but uh, take your time and study more about your character, like his personality, what's his story, why did he turn like this, or who actually this guy is, where does he live, and if you can also create like um, a short story, and so you can get inspired by your story and and actually base your design on what you wrote. I do it a lot of times, even on when I work on films or video games, and I have some specific rules to follow design-wise. I always like write a small story so I can actually get inspired by what I write. So uh, anyway, it's a very complex and very beautiful design. Maybe you should add a bit more highlights on the eyes. They look like a bit flat right here, but it's a very great looking demon, and I love the kind of decorated decorations on his face. Let's take a look at the his body. Oh, no comments added right here. Let's enlarge this image. So the body has a lot of power and has a lot of potential. Um, as far as anatomy, since looks like this character has a huge exoskeleton covering his body, I can't really tell anatomy-wise what's actually going on, but from what I can see here, um, it's pretty well made. Maybe I would work a bit more on this area right here. I would like show a bit more the blending between the pectoral and the upper part of his arm that connects to the bicep and the tricep right here. But as far as design, it's a very neat and very elegant piece. Uh, Pay a bit more attention to, as I said before, to these very complex forms, and think of like what's really going on this character. Who is this guy and where does he come from? It almost reminds me, looking at this kind of these decorations and this his exoskeleton, of Dragon Ball. Some characters from the latest series of Dragon Ball that had this kind of huge exoskeleton covering their bodies. Um, Great work on um, the specularity of this texture right here. The texture, you could actually add some more color variation and stripes of color on his body. But before painting and going on with the texture, I strongly recommend you to take a look at your basic, at your overall design, and think of a story of this character, and then based on what you actually want people to understand from your design, get inspired by yourself and by your own story, and that will give you an insane boost both in creativity and on even in your workflow, in your like when you're actually building a character from scratch. If you have actually already a story that's ready, you can base your entire character on your story, and things will actually shape up very quickly and start to make sense. So this being said, it's an amazing piece of work, and pay, yeah, as I said, a bit more attention to like these shapes right here and what's actually going on with his body, and make sure every wrinkle, every feature, every sculpted piece actually makes sense with the overall feel of the design, so a client or a producer can actually understand what's going on with the body, of your creature. But it's let me open up another. Let's see. Yeah, this one, another view. Yeah, it totally has a freaking lot of potential. Uh, the body actually reminds me of the Roman, the guy from Prometheus, the engineer. It's in like looking at from it at this image from from the side view, it has a very elegant pose, and it has like an amazing potential. And yeah, even also the feet have a very Prometheus look, very sci-fi. And I let's see. Well, it's yeah, it's beautiful, and the it's very elegant, as I said before. So if I had a character like this, I would totally like bring it to the next level, adding more shapes, more refined shapes, and of course, yeah, that would require some time, but you know, uh, this is a personal project, so you can take all of the time you want, and making sure that every feature of your character makes sense with the overall design, if you know what I mean. So think of a story, or just scribble like some couple of ideas, and then based on your ideas, you can actually take this character to the next level. So let me open, let's see, this last image right here. Okay, so couple of words here. I would, okay, so this is a pretty massive close up. So I would totally work more on this like mohawk red kind of thing coming out from his top part of the head. Yeah, looks a bit lumpy right now. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but I would definitely add some more details and shapes and make it look a bit more neat and defined, and show a bit more of the connection with his the top part of his head. Also, right here, I I can totally see it's the clay tubes brush and the clay brush strokes. Make sure that before you actually sculpt too many features. I'm not talking about details right now. I'm talking about features of the face and of the body. But right now we are focusing on the face, on the side of the face. Before actually sculpting these features right here, make sure you have like more of an idea of more of a direction of what you're actually trying to show to the audience or to a potential client. Uh, I can see a lot of these shapes right here are actually ending like they're not actually connected to the anatomy of the face. Um, and I could not see this looking from the front image. Like for example, this area right here, or these like stripes of snakes of clay right here. I would you know, smooth a bit out the entire character. Also looking, yeah, at this very like prominent and thick shapes right here. I would, yeah, smooth them a bit out. Maybe you can jump back on your second or third subdivision level and work a bit more on the overall shape, and then start from there and refine more and more these shapes, because this character is beautiful and has a lot of energy and potential. So I really look forward to see a revamped and more detailed version of this character. So great. Uh, I would say the pose. It's the what actually impressed me the most on this model right here. It's very dynamic. It's very Prometheus looking. It's a beautiful pose, and it's a beautiful character. So you should, yeah, totally bring this character to the next level, and I really look forward to see like super detailed character. And so remember that like write a story, write scribble a few ideas, paint a few sketches, and then base your CGI model and or design on what you actually typed or scribbled, and that will actually help you on the design process. And also, it's an exciting way and a very creative way to start a design. And I always tell this to my students and to also some of my coworkers. And but this being said, yeah, it's a beautiful model, beautiful pose, and I can't wait to see more of this character right here. It's very well made. So yeah, Marco Faiola. Yeah, this is totally Italian. Faiola. Uh, Great work, and I look forward, yeah, to see this character brought to the next level. So, Luis, you still there?
Yeah. Do you want
Okay,
to do a quick refresh of the page?
sure, yeah,
I
of
saw
course.
somebody commented that they just left one. We're at our time, but we got one more.
Oh, sure. So let's see, course projects. Yeah, oh yeah, here,
Awesome.
Avi, Avi Yosfan. Okay, with Alien. Let's see, no comments here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this looks very work in progress. Very neat shapes. I like the eye socket shape, and the mouth looks very neat. The profile is very looks very dynamic. Also, great work on the ear. Um, what I can say on this model, it's yeah, there's definitely something like that's going on with the sternocleidomastoid and the shoulder area. Um, Compared, yeah, to the face, which looks very neat. So I advise you to, yeah, as I said before, use uh, as much as you can some like anatomical references, because I know how hard it can be to actually sculpt muscles that look and shapes that look very realistic, especially the neck area, which is very tricky. So pay, yeah, a lot of attention to like uh, the main shapes of the sternocleidomastoid, the deltoid. The can't really tell the clavicles right here, but even like this like huge stroke of clay, snake of clay. Uh, as I said on the like on the previous model, um, before actually getting too excited and starting to sculpt too many forms, and like for example, uh, this that could be like some kind of foundation for some wings or for some other like fleshy features. I would strongly recommend you, besides using some anatomical references, to think about the story and who this character is, where does he come from, how does this kind of nose work, how can he breathe, how is he breathing, and like anything, like what's his favorite food, whatever comes inside your mind, inside your mind. Sorry for my sloppy English. Um, it has a lot of potential, especially I'm really liking the face right now. It's very dynamic looking. I like the flat nose, and these like nostrils on the forehead are like very creative and very original. So I'm looking forward to see more of this creature right here, this bust. And yeah, again, pay a lot of attention to the anatomy uh, before taking this guy to the next level. So adding details and veins and stuff like that and wrinkles. Make sure your anatomical foundation and base model is actually correct as far as shapes are concerned. And from there you can just go nuts and add all of the details you want. Anyway, it's a great start, and looking forward, yeah, to see more of this character. So,
Cool. Thanks for doing that last one real quick. It just
oh, my pleasure.
um all right, so do you have anything for these guys just as kind of like a last sort of statement to leave them with? I mean, there was really solid work. I was really
Yeah,
impressed with some of
yeah,
that stuff.
very, very like amazing work, and yeah, some of the work I've seen was like mind blowing, and yeah, the average level of the work here was really high. So I would really like to say, yeah, to shake my hands with all of these amazing artists right here. They all made amazing pieces of art. So yeah, I would like to spend a couple of words talking about creativity and the way I design creatures and what I basically always do like daily, and that actually changed the way I actually design and brainstorm creatures. Um, like years ago, I would just, I still do that. I used to watch billions of films and to play a lot of video games and read comic books and stuff like that. But um, I reached a level in which I felt I needed to like some more inspirations and some more sources of inspirations. So I started doing something called transcendental meditation, which I believe Ryan Kingsley is familiar with. Um, and I've been inspired by David Lynch, which is my favorite film director. And this is actually funny because his films have nothing to do with like horror whatsoever. But um, when I like a lot of my work, it's actually inspired from his movies, and that's even more crazy because in his films there's no crazy, horrifying abominations or ghosts or monsters, but the um, the inspiration, it can actually sparkle from the most strange and like strangest experiences, whether it can be a film or just a life experience or even somebody you meet in real life. Like I tend to get inspired by everything that happens around me. Um, so as far as meditation, as transcendental meditation is concerned, it just opened the doors of creativity to basically unlimited levels. Like when I meditate, I can feel this huge, immense ocean of like of energy of ideas, and ideas are the basics, are the magic behind any design, painting, or sculpture, or piece of music, or like everything that's creative, that involves creativity. So with this kind of meditation, I actually explored my deepest levels of consciousness and found some ideas I would totally never actually think of. Like I've seen some like stuff in there before I would never ever believe I could see. That's like in regards of yeah creatures, and especially trying to make things really scary, which is like what I'm doing right now in Silent Hills and in more next gen games and upcoming horror films. I'm always trying to uh, 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 create um, like it's a kind of complex topic this about fear. I believe that fear and madness and anxiety and all of those very like negative feelings are beautiful inside a fictional world, and that is creature design or filmmaking or even playing music. even though I am like obsessed with, everything that scares me, and I love to feel the adrenaline of being scared when, watching a very, very um, scary and disturbing horror film, or playing like a next gen horror video game. Um, I I tend to do a huge distinction between like brainstorming and real life, because I have a lot of friends that actually they get drawn too much inside what they're actually creating, and some of my friends actually are so much inside their work that they actually uh, start to feel this like stress and anxiety in their real life, because their like brain is it's like there are too many ideas inside, and it's kind of like chaotic. So uh, what I would advise, besides of course transcendental meditation, it's like if you're trying to make something really scary for yourself or for like your clients, um, uh, like pay a lot of attention not to be drawn too much inside your like process of thought, your streams of consciousness. Like make sure that what you're doing it's actually yeah it's something that does not exist. So as I said, fear and horror and everything that involves madness and getting scared, it's something beautiful inside a video game or a film, but it's not something you would like to experience in real life. So you have to be in control, in total control, and very lucid, and very like as far as mood, you should be like very, very happy with what you're actually painting or sculpting or designing. So a lot of people asking me how I feel when I design scary stuff, and I feel, to be honest, very happy. I mean, I smile, and that's a bit of a paradox, but I smile and I feel like relieved and happy and relaxed, because I know that what I'm doing, thanks God, does not exist in real life. And even though a lot of my ideas come from some very disturbing dreams I did years ago, and sometimes, of course, I do them even right now, but um, I tend to detach a lot real life from your creative life. So pay attention to not being drawn too much, being pulled too much inside your own world. I mean that could work for some kind of purposes, like if you really want to uh, impress somebody, you could actually dive within and stay in that kind of mesmerized state for hours, and probably you're gonna come up with something, yeah, completely insane. But that's, yeah, something I kind of do rarely, mostly when I work for myself. But my biggest advice and tip is to, if you're designing like horrific creatures, ghosts, entities, uh, make sure you're in control of what you're doing. That you're actually relieved. There's no stress involved, because the last thing you want to have while designing is yourself getting stressed or overstressed. If you're feeling stressed, just take a break, drink a coffee, and go for some jogging, and then get back to your design, so the brain can actually breathe, and all of all of the information inside your head actually gets a bit more mercy. So this being said, also remember to create a small story and really think about what's going on and who you're actually designing. Like, it doesn't need to be a long story, even a couple of phrases or a couple of words. and that really helps bringing your design to life from like the concept stage to the final rendered piece. So this being said, I've seen some amazing works tonight,
Yeah.
and totally Halloweenish, totally horror, and I've actually have to say that some of these pieces really inspired me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, I want to go home and do some monster sculpting. But
totally, yeah, same here.
yeah, I think it's cool that that you touched on kind of like the psychological stuff because that's stuff that you don't hear a lot. You know, you hear a lot about technique and this and that, but yeah, it's important. It's important. It's just as important, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of well, not a lot, but some people and some of my colleagues, they get like overstressed and
Hmm.
they say I can't sleep tonight because my head is like packed with like chaos, like too many ideas, and then they get stressed and they get too much inside their work, and which I think it's kind of destructive because I mean we're monster makers. We work in the entertainment field, so even if you're making a super scary design, I'm pretty sure like you have to be in control of your mind,
Hmm.
uh, and to feel like like the stress must be over. And if you're very stressed, I would like recommend taking a big break, like even 2 or 3 hours break, and do like I don't know some workout or some just drink
Yeah.
a coffee or go for a walk, because it sometimes it happens when you're like 10 hours attached to the screen, or if you're actually working on a clay maquette, that your brain actually goes a bit bananas. And so taking a break, it's one of the biggest advices I can say. And also to the people that can afford it, I would strongly suggest transcendental meditation, because that really changed the way I actually I create models and designs, and it changed the way I grasp my ideas. And to be honest, it actually changed also the way I actually live, because it, you know, diving within and looking at your deepest side of your consciousness makes you feel like you feel the stress that it starts to recede day after day, and after even 3 or 4 months you feel this huge like bliss and benefit of this amazing technique, and this really boosts to like insane levels your creativity. So I'm not
Right.
saying you have to meditate, but it's one of the things I do like daily to make sure my brain always stays in control, and to prevent, stress and anxiety and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Fabrizio. This has been really cool. And
Thanks to
thank
you.
you. Yeah, thank you. And thank you everybody for submitting your work. This was great.
Yeah.
And yeah. So thanks. And we'll see you guys later, all right?
Sure. And thank you for making me part of this. It's been an amazing experience. And I think right now I'm just gonna go sculpting.
Right? Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm gonna, yeah, get done with work here, go home and sculpt. And happy Halloween, everybody, too. So,
Yeah. Happy Halloween.
yeah, enjoy
So,
your trick-or-treating, guys.
yeah. So thank you very much. And so yeah, Luis, let's chat later. So
All
thanks a
right.
lot.
See you guys.
Okay, bye bye.